up, everybody? It's your boy, the Kryptonian Saiyan here, bringing you a review for One Piece Chapter 317, and it's the start of Volume 34. And before I go into this chapter, I want to give a special conversation. I really want to talk to some of you guys for a second. One of the things that I've noticed is that whenever I decide to compare One Piece to anything that's been done before it or that's currently kind of running alongside of it, I catch a little, heat. I get some messages from a few people, and it's different people. So I know that there's more than, two or three people who feel this way. On average, I get about 3 to 4 responses saying, hey, don't do this. One Piece is its own thing. One Piece doesn't copy anything. I never said that it copied. In particular, when I say stuff about, oh, it's similar to what Akira Toriyama did or Togashi did, or if I'll bring up like something that parallel what happened with Rurouni Kenshin or anything that happened in the 80s or 90s, I catch flack for it. And I just want to make sure you guys know I'm not saying that Oda's being unoriginal. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying that, hey, this is paying homage. That's actually showing respect. If you guys will read the interviews that a lot of your favorite mangaka give, they credit a lot of different series, but in particular, a lot of like these newer ones, they credit the same people. And what you'll notice in 10 to 15 years is you'll have shonen manga anime that come out after this that will say, hey, Oda inspired me to do something. Kishimoto inspired me to do this. Togashi inspired me, or Tite Kubo inspired me. So you're going to see it. It's a trickle-down effect. It happens. So with that being said, why did I have that conversation now? Well, it's because I do have a comparison with what happens in this chapter, and personally, I think it fits. So chapter 317, what I really loved about it is Luffy. He's taking this pounding, and part of the reason is he knows if he loses, he's going to lose a crew member, and people are just really, really rooting for him. Luffy comes into this fight as the underdog, basically, even though the Straw Hats have leveled the playing field because of what Sanji and Zoro did. Because if when Luffy, well, we know Luffy wins the fight, so when Luffy wins this, if they have like an MVP for what happens in these games, it's got to go to Sanji and Zoro, okay? Because if it wasn't for them, they wouldn't even be in this position. You could argue maybe Luffy would say, hey, all or nothing, but I don't think it would have got to that point. But what I loved about it is Luffy takes this beating and everyone's just chanting for him, right? And it even gets to a point where even the boss of the Fox Pirates is like, Silver's like, hey, you're supposed to be rooting for me. And they go from Luffy, Luffy to boss, 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 boss. And the whole time I'm watching Luffy get knocked down and stand back up, it really reminded me of what happened in, I want to say, volume 4 or 5 of Dragon Ball, where Goku, he's fighting against Master Roshi in the World Martial Arts Tournament, and you have this one scene where they've been fighting for the whole day, basically, and you see like the sunset and everything. The anime does a really good job of covering it, but you see the sun setting, and you can tell the fatigue is starting to wear in there, and Goku just will not quit. You know that he's getting his ass handed to him, but he won't quit. And you get this one scene at the end where he and Roshi, they trade kicks, and the only reason Roshi knocks him out is because his legs are longer. But you see both of them, they're just struggling to get to their feet. And the whole time you can see Goku, he's just like wincing, and he's trying to stand up, and he's wobbling as he's standing. And it's because he wants to be the martial arts, he wants to be the Tenkai Budokai champion, and he wants to be the World Martial Arts champion, and you can just see it. And when I was watching certain sequences in this, it really reminded me of that. In particular, just like the slow falling and everything. Very, very good, man. Like this chapter, like I said, there was bits and pieces of that and what happened during the Tien Shinhan Goku fight, like little small things I thought was pretty cool. And I like how Oda did kind of do some throwbacks on that, so that was cool. But at the same time, what really made all that stand out is Luffy. He's showing more and more that yes, he's a troll, yes, he's a lovable dumbass, but when it comes to these fights, a lot of the stuff that I was looking at earlier on, with the Don Krieg fights and the Arlong fights and with Wapple, Crocodile, I was just like, God damn it, he's a fucking idiot. He just gets very convenient when he gets these fights, and it's like, no, this dude is really thinking this shit through as it happens. And guys can't tell where I'm going with this. I'm talking about the fact that Luffy actually had a broken piece of mirror inside that big ass afro he has on. So damn it, Usopp might be the MVP for this too, because if it wasn't for Usopp, that mirror wouldn't have got stuck. But so Luffy knows that the slow beam kind of bounces off these mirrors, right? So Luffy takes that damn glass, he sticks it onto his glove, and he deflects the slow beam. And what that ends up doing is it ends up hitting Silver, and because it hits him, Luffy's able to just hit him, and you just see like the countdown starting, where like everybody's counting down. And I like how Zoro's the one who catches it, and it just really makes you respect Zoro's character because he is perceptive, and it's just like you can tell Zoro in that moment. And maybe I'm reading too much into it, but in that moment, it really felt like Zoro was very impressed because if you go back through the fight, Sanji was giving out tips. You know, like Sanji's like, "Hey Luffy, make sure you dodge this," and the whole time it just seems like Zoro's just like, he's got it. Don't even worry about it. He'll pull it out. And I like how you even see Nami's face kind of fluttering for a little bit. And, you know, at one point, people are like, he's not going to get up. And it just tells right here the payoff was so big because as you see the leader of the Fox Pirates just go flying, you know that Luffy just won this bitch, right? You know it. And I just thought it was really cool that that's how it went, that there was some strategy, some tactician type stuff. Another thing it reminds me of is in the Dark Tournament, right? Yeah, no, it wasn't the Dark Tournament. It was the it was the Tower. Can't remember the four Saint Beasts and Yusuke. You know, he's fighting the leader of the Saint Beasts. I want to say it's Shizaku and not Luffy. Yusuke's got the rubber. He's using the rubber as a conductor, right? And the whole time Shizaku's just like, I can't believe you're gonna try and fight me with your shoes on your hands, and it's because he's using it to power up his spirit bomb. Because the whole time, not spirit bomb, his spirit gun. Because the whole time he's firing it, he can't really hit him because the guy's able to watch his muscles movements and he's able to dodge accordingly. So he uses that to one, you know, act as a conductor, but also to hide what he's doing. And so the whole time Yusuke's really thinking. And when I look at Luffy, I'm really starting to see not just bits of Goku, I'm starting to see some of Togashi's main characters in him. In particular, I'm starting to see some Yusuke Urameshi. Not a lot, just a little bit. You know, I think there's more depth to Yusuke's character, but I'm seeing bits and pieces of Yusuke in it too. I would actually be very interested. One of you guys tell me down below, what does Oda think about Togashi? Like I said, because I could go back through like the last 10 volumes. I've been seeing a little bit of Yusuke and Luffy. So with all that out the way, what was I say like the most important to me, the most important part of this fight will probably be when you got the leader of the Fox Pirate. He's flying right through. Luffy's just been hit with the slow beam, and right when his body's getting ready to move, Luffy takes that shot right to the face. And when Luffy took that shot, it told me two things about his character. The first thing it told me is that the fact that he stood back up and he was saying, "This is my fight," it just spoke volumes because Luffy is proclaiming what's his. He's saying, "This is my victory. You're not taking my crew." And it just, for me, it's that winner's mentality, man. You know, he's really doing his best to kind of be an example for his crew. And I feel like this is going to bring, like I said, the Straw Hats closer together, but also it's going to bring a new level of appreciation for what type of captain they had. That was probably the most important scene for me throughout this whole chapter. Not so much Luffy actually winning or people chanting for him or Luffy using the reflection of the mirror to bounce back the slow beam. It's the fact that he got back up after that punch, because you could argue that as beat up as he was, that punch probably could have finished him off. Like if that would have been somebody else who hit him, Luffy would probably be KO'd. And we know that he can get knocked out because we've seen it, you know? We've seen him get defeated by dangerous opponents. And I like how Luffy knows that this is it. If I fuck up, this is it. And I really think that the moment where it kind of hit for him, that this was, you know, he's got to take his position as captain seriously, is back during the Reverse Mountain arc where Luffy he's about to get knocked into water, scrambles up, and his crew gets eaten by Laboon, right? And Luffy's like, oh my god, they're gone. And he's, pounding on him, was like, give me back my crew. And I think that's when it really hit for Luffy. I've got to stand up for my crew. I can't put them in danger. He had already watched Chopper get taken. Sanji and Zoro did their thing. But I think at that point, that's when it really hit Luffy. Like, my crew lives or dies with me. So that's my thoughts on this chapter, guys. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it a 4. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. My chapter question for you all, I'm going to keep it relatively simple, okay? Which part of this fight, just all together, which part of this fight impressed you the most? And then also, I've got a follow-up question. Who out of the Straw Hats, and it doesn't have to be people who actually competed, well, all of them competed, so they're all fair game. Who out of the Straw Hats would be your MVP for this whole thing? Would it be Sanji? Would it be Zoro? Would it be Usopp? Would it be Nami? Would it be Robin? Or would it be Luffy? Who's your MVP and why? But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, hit that like button as it really helps out the channel. Make sure to comment, subscribe, share. Thank you for watching, guys. Have an awesome day.